Today we're talking about how to save a doomed relationship. How's it going, guys? drtankpharmd here, board-certified practicing medicine specialist and personal health coach, helping action takers like you take back control of their lives and emotional health so they can feel better and be better. And although I am a practicing medicine specialist, I'm not your specialist. So if you have any questions regarding your condition, please see your doctor. Let's get into it. We have this innate need for having another person in our life. It's hardwired into our psychology. So when someone has the notion of giving us affection, we think that that affection is going to last forever. And it isn't until things go bad and fall apart that we even consider trying to put effort into fixing it. So I was trying to find a way to make my place look nicer. And I figured I should get some plants for it. And I wanted something with minimal care because I'm very lazy. And I figured what better plant to get than a cactus. So I got one of those little cactuses. Cacti? Cactuses? I don't know. They're called succulents. And my friend said that all I needed to do was sprinkle some water every week on it and it's gonna live like forever. So I got one and I put it on display, looked awesome.
Many months later.
Oh, the little thing's dead. I've forgotten to water it for 5 months. It turns out that I didn't schedule any time to take care of it and I didn't put it in a place where I'd recognize or see it. So obviously it's not a priority to me and I didn't take care of it.
And it died.
Relationships are kind of like that succulent plant. It takes little effort on a regular basis, but if you don't take care of it, the neglect starts to build up and it starts dying. Most people think that once they have a relationship, it's gonna be like that plant. It's gonna live on its own, but that's not true. And it's not your fault either. Media likes to portray relationship as the ultimate goal. They portray it in stories like movies and TV shows where single people are very sad, but once they find each other, they live happily ever after. We kind of reinforce this ourselves because we think that once we're in a relationship, things are easy and it's gonna last like this forever. But we're in that infatuation stage. Everything we want to do is easy for that person. But once that infatuation stage fades and we're accustomed to that person in our life, even the little things that we were willing to do at the beginning of the relationship become a pain in the ass to do later on. And it makes you wonder if your relationship's gonna end up like those people that hate each other but are still together. Maybe there's more going on in their life, but there's something we could learn from this situation. Dr. Aaron Ben-Zeev says that you could hate someone and still care deeply about them. He says it's the only way to maintain connection when all the other paths are blocked. What this tells us is that hate and love aren't mutually exclusive. When we can't express our love to someone because that path is blocked, there's only one way we could maintain closeness with that person, and it's through hate. So we've determined that hate is not the indicator of a doomed relationship. But what is? Sigmund Freud says that humans have a tendency to avoid pain and pursue pleasure. But if the pain is so overwhelming, they're not going to overcome that to pursue the pleasure. And you've probably experienced this. For example, if I were to mention a specific alcohol like tequila, Jaeger, or Fireball, you probably have some memories of it and it probably agitates you a little bit, right? That's because your brain has associated the pain of the hangover and the vomiting and the nausea to that alcohol, so much so that just the mere mention of it triggers a reaction in you. And that's how some people feel relationships are. They've associated pain with that relationship, and that association is so strong that it's hard to reverse. There's a term in relationship psychology called the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. These are the 4 signs of a doomed relationship. You've got criticism, where you express disapproval. You've got contempt, where you see someone beneath you. You've got defensiveness, where that person feels challenged. And you also have stonewalling, where the person refuses to talk. These are 4 signs of a doomed relationship, but it's only an expression of the negative association they had in their mind. And it makes you wonder, how do you reverse that negative association? Is it even possible? Well, this is the point that defines a lot of couples. Most couples in this situation are gonna stay together because it's the easiest thing to do. It's easier than dealing with the pain of breaking up. They'd rather settle with the stress, anger, and anxiety of staying together than to change their lives and uproot it just to break up. But the problem is they're not putting the effort to improve the relationship either. Maybe they don't know how, but they're not willing to pursue answers on how to make things better. Other couples have one person in that relationship who's reached the tipping point. The negativity they have in their mind has overwhelmed them, and it's so strong that they have to leave the relationship. The pain of being in the relationship is more than the pain of starting a new life. And it doesn't matter what the other partner says. They've made this decision. There's one thing to keep in mind though, is that if you run away from a relationship, that doesn't guarantee the relationship problems aren't going to occur with the new partner. And then there's the third type of couple who actually want to work on their relationship. This is the most difficult because it requires significant change. Relationship coach Esther Perel says that in order to rejuvenate a relationship, you have to see your partner with new eyes.
It's about looking with new eyes. I look at this person and I momentarily get a shift in perception and I stay open to the mysteries that are living right next to me.
That means you have to shift your perspective of how you view the relationship and how you view the other person. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to change everything about yourself, but it does mean you have to change how you view the situation you're in. And that's required for both partners. That's why this requires so much work. It's the most difficult, and few people are willing to do this. They'd rather break up than go through all this work. However, Esther Perel also says that you can start a new relationship with the same person you were with.
An opportunity. Maybe from this, we can rise and create something that may even be better than what we had.
In order to rejuvenate a new relationship, you have to consider the old one dead. You have to rekindle the relationship as if you were new people. This is how you view someone with new eyes, is you view the person as a new relationship. It takes a lot of work to shift both people's perspectives on how they view things in life. It takes a lot of work to rebuild both people to become better versions of themselves so that they can come back together and build a new relationship together. But it might be worth it if you're with the right person. So how do you determine if you're putting effort in a relationship? There are a few things you need to consider for this. Some people think that seeing each other on a regular basis, being together a lot of the time, eating dinner, watching movies, is considered hanging out with each other. They consider that quality time. But what they don't consider is that something they would do on their own or with an acquaintance? Because if that's something you would do on your own anyways, like eating, watching TV, texting, and just relaxing, then it's not really something that's special for that person. In order to create effort in a relationship, you have to do something that's something you would only do for that person.
What is it that you do to make your partner feel that they are special? That they're the one you still choose every morning when you wake up? That they're the one that you want to be there with the next morning and the next morning? How do you manifest your love, your appreciation, your admiration for your partner?
You probably know that person better than anybody. You probably know what they like. And if you don't, just look at what they hate and do the exact opposite. For you advanced people, if you know your significant other's love language, that speaks more powerfully than anything else. And if you do something special for this person that speaks to them, it helps create happiness for both of you, and it improves the relationship. That's how you put effort in a relationship. But the most important thing is that you do it regularly. You might not have time to do it on a daily basis, but at least schedule weekly time together. Because happily ever after doesn't occur without consistent work. What do you guys think? How are you putting effort in your relationship? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're struggling with any anger, fear, sadness, or anxiety, and want quick ways to handle your emotions, check out what some of my clients have learned with the Emotional RX program, where we provide you tools to handle your emotions quickly. Check it out in the link below. Don't forget to click like and subscribe for our weekly videos, and until next time guys, be healthy.